Welcome to another episode of my show. Some entrepreneurs chase scale, some chase growth, some chase valuations. But a rare few chase the ambition of creating lasting experiences for their customers. My guest today is someone who's constantly redefined the hospitality industry. Whether it's the Indian customer's experience in dining out or the concept of ultra luxury hotels. Kapil Chopra. He's someone who believes that luxury is not just about giving more and more. Luxury is about how deeply you make your guest feel welcomed and comfortable. So after having shaped, many of the brands in the hospitality industry, he chose to move out of the comfort of a job and to build and create something very personal, the Postcard hotels. So join me in welcoming Kapil Chopra, the founder and CEO of Postcard Hotels.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And it's an honor to be sitting across and talking to you today. Thank you so much.
No, it's a pleasure to have you here because, as I see, and I like to study industries and customer behavior, and as I see it, you've redefined two very major customer behaviors in India and the hospitality industry. One, as I said, the Indian customer dining out through your EazyDiner.
Exactly.
And then the other one is the whole concept of what is a luxury hotel. But also what strikes me, very interestingly is the fact that we normally look at entrepreneurs as the first time, early 20s, yes. But you started your entrepreneur journey, I think, after actually having understood the customer, studied the customer, observing the customer. So, but before we get into, the boardrooms, the brands, the balance sheets, just tell us, how did your journey in the hospitality industry start?
So, thank you, first of all, for having me here. And like I said, I never, I've said this earlier, I've never wanted to be a hotelier. I came into it by chance. I gave every single medical exam. I could never crack it. My father was a doctor. I failed all exams pretty much. I just couldn't, it's so difficult to get selected to be a doctor in this country. And so I just went into hotels. I love food always. At home, the conversation was always about food. So I just gave the exam, got in, and then I kind of got hooked completely and totally, and I was smitten by the business. Mm-hmm. And then the journey started, and then it was Oberoi School of Management, cleared that.
Which was a very prestigious thing to get into at that time. Yeah.
That was good, and pretty much I topped it, when I was there. And then I kind of just worked at Oberoi for 5 years, then went away for 5 years.
Uh-huh.
And the reason to go away that time was that everything was very batch oriented, a bit like the IAS, that you batch this and batch that. And I thought, why should I conform to a batch system? I think life should be about meritocracy and not about a batch system. So I quit that time when I was getting an offer. I worked 5 years out. So pretty much when I would come back to Oberoi, I was pretty much one of the few people in those days at Oberoi who had actually worked in the company and then gone out and then come back again. So I'd actually worked for the competition. I'd worked for Hyatt International, with Grand Hyatt, opening the Grand Hyatt in Delhi, where I would open the first hotel in my life. And then running the Taj Mahal Hotel in Delhi as the executive assistant manager or the resident manager of the hotel. So I'd done these two stints. And then I came back to the Oberoi Group, opened the Trident in Gurgaon. And then there's no actually going back on the journey really. And then you kind of keep on building it out really. But at every single point, I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. But I thought the bigger challenge when I was growing up was that there was no money.
Right.
Means how do you get capital? There was no venture funds. There was the ecosystem for entrepreneurship was not there.
Yeah.
And I think today the ecosystem for entrepreneurship is there. And so and suddenly I just kind of moved so fast in life that it was so difficult to leave.
To give up that comfort of a well-settled job. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Money was good, social status was good, everything was good. So it was so difficult to leave.
Right.
But I was very clear that we had to do it. And I was always, I remember when I was in college, every Saturday, if I would get a break, I would go to the British Council Library in Delhi. And then I would just go into the library, and there was a book I read by a guy called John Imlay, British Council Libraries.
Okay.
And books have influenced a lot of my thinking on what I try and do. And in the Jungle Rules, basically, it's the story of Dun & Bradstreet Software, which is quite a famous software firm, and how it went into bankruptcy and came out of it. And the entire book is very interesting because unlike a business book, he keeps on comparing it to wildlife.
Oh, okay.
So the learnings are a tiger can stalk its goal for 5 miles or 8 kilometers without losing sight of its prey, waiting for the final moment to make that dash, to kill the prey. And so I think pretty much in my, I don't know when, I think I became general manager in 2003. From 2 years later, maybe 2005 onwards, I was just stalking my goal in terms of when is that right moment, when do I have the knowledge, access to capital, thought process totally crystallized to become an entrepreneur. It would take 13 years. But yeah, I waited.
But before you started the Postcard, you ventured into EazyDiner. Now, at that time, the Indian consumer was not used to, booking your restaurants through apps or paying through the apps. वो एक वो होता था, वो diners card होता था, बस वहाँ पे और तो कुछ नहीं था उस time पे. So how did that idea come to you?
And that was very simple. So we went to New York. We won the best hotel brand in the world. And when I say we, it meant Oberoi. And so the entire industry and the fraternity is always very well connected. So like I know all my CEOs of all hotel companies. We're all very good friends, like it would be in the banking business also. You compete in the day, but you're otherwise very, very good friends. So I was in New York and I was eating out at all the restaurants and, we were doing things. I still remember Le Cirque was in Leela here. My press lunch with all the media that we won the best hotel brand in the world was at Le Cirque for lunch in New York. So we were going there, and every single time I would tell anybody, because we're all connected, that listen, I'll have dinner with you and I'll have lunch with you. They would just tell me one thing. They would say, why don't you book it on Open Table? And I'm saying, but I'm telling you I'm coming at 8 o'clock. He said, no, but still book it, it'll go into the system. So I just, I said, what is the system? So when I went to the restaurant, I said, show me what is Open Table. And they showed me what it was. I said, wow, this is amazing. And actually, EazyDiner came out of a very strong necessity. When I took over the Oberoi, our stock price was, I think, around 46 rupees or something like that. I looked at the numbers, and I was already in the company. I was the executive VP in the company before I would become the president. I looked at the numbers, and I realized that an 800 rupees drop in average room rate. So average room rate across consolidated across the company, I think, was 9,000 during those days. I think so, if I remember correctly. And I called all the general managers and I called all the sales heads of all companies into a conference called Dream, Dare, Deliver. I still remember it. So we did that conference in my first 3 months as president, and I called everybody and I said, and I put it up on the screen and I said, we are 800 rupees away on a consolidated average room rate basis to go into operating losses. Forget about corporate costs. Our operations, that means serving tea, coffee in every single hotel doesn't make money. So we are gone. If that happens, we are gone. But we are 800 away. And we were in those days, ma'am, dropping 800 to 1,000 a year. This was the last year of the UPA government. There was too many things happening around in the environment. Business was down. There were no foreign visits coming in, no delegations coming in. People awaiting clarity on whether they can invest in India, not invest in India. Business was massively down. And so that was the only option I had. So it was always stalking my goal, again, that same philosophy. So I kept on thinking, how do I increase it? Means I can't change global economy. And so how do we do it? And so when I was in New York and we just won that, it made me think that if we build a system in our hotels, I kept on thinking about it. How could it come at Oberoi? Actually, that was the first idea. But by the time I would come back to the Oberoi Delhi, I still remember that moment. I was walking in at the Oberoi Delhi, and even today, there's a very famous restaurant called 360, which is always full for lunch. And I walked to the guy. It was a Wednesday morning, and I said, how many bookings do you have? Because I've just come from New York. So now I have to ask this question. So he said, I have, we don't take bookings. People come in. We have a table for you, though. Because they call me that you are there. So in case you're entertaining somebody, I said, I'm not asking about that. I'm asking if you have bookings. He says, no, we don't. And that made me think, ma'am, that basically what it means is that the best hotel brand in the world is like the Indian farmer. The farmer waits for rains. That's why he can't predict crops and output. and whether he'll go into debt or whatever because he waits for the rains. And the Indian hospitality industry just waits for customers. And the great logic I got that day from that gentleman was, very nice man, was that it's a Wednesday. Delhi is generally vegetarian on Tuesdays. Okay, and so on Wednesday, lunch is always busy. But that was the only level of scientific measurement or data-driven analysis that we had. So I said, why don't we do it? And the logic was simple. We used to run around 70 restaurants. So I said, even if I can get 2 tables extra, because I've solved for distribution, that means somebody can open an app or a website and book a table. If I sell 2 tables and an average table is 10,000 rupees, 4 people, 2,500 rupees, that's 20,000 a day for lunch, 20,000 a day for dinner. That's 40,000 per restaurant per day. Into 70 restaurants, that's it came out to 3 crores a month. And no, it comes out to much more actually. It was 40,000 a day into 70. It was 28 lakhs a day, 6 crores a month, 72 crores a year. And because I have no wage cost to service 2 extra tables in a 3-hour period, no extra, the only cost is a food cost of 25%, I would have increased. And those days, Oberoi profit was 120, 130 crores. I would have increased my profits by another 50, 60 crores. So 40% up jump, that will take the stock price up and everything. That is how basically it started. And so the idea was so overwhelming. I used to read on the night. I used to keep on reading in the night all the time. So then I would go back to Mr. Oberoi. I was 2 years as president, and I said, I want to go. I am done. I think I've found what I have to do. And he says, you don't have to go. You can. It's still your idea. You can be the non-executive chair, make a disclosure. They took 5% in the company that time, which I would buy back when I was quitting. So I had a non-executive role in EazyDiner for 4-5 years. But by 2017, the opportunity was so big that I just couldn't stay. And I was like, I just can't do this. Means this company will die if I don't do it now. Okay. So I really thought about it and I said, time's come for me to move on. And actually, EazyDiner was the first thing that we moved on. But because I was always, it'll keep on coming in, I'm always stalking a goal. There was something amazing happening in the world of luxury hospitality. And I always say we travel for 2 reasons. You travel for work or you travel for leisure. Right. 2 reasons. And if you really look at the world of city hotels, you had Mr. Oberoi, my ex-boss for Oberoi Hotels. You had Isadore Sharp for 4 Seasons. You had Bill Marriott for Marriott Hotels. You had Conrad Hilton's family. Still that time, I don't think the private equity majors had come in and bought into Hilton or were just buying in. But city hotels had leadership, a founder-led persona into hotels. But the world of leisure hospitality was totally different. Adrian Zeka had lost control of Aman, where Aman said design is everything. Six Senses was Sonu Shivdasani, visionary founder, lost control. Again, now owned by IG, but I think a private equity firm bought him out that time. And Saul Kresna had lost control of Kresna Hospitality that time. The world of leisure hospitality did not have global leadership. So this was a once in a lifetime opportunity in 2017 that I decided that I have to do this and maybe play for global honors. And to say we will build the best luxury hotel hospitality brand out of India for the world.
For the world.
That was the one-line mission statement that we had. We will be transformational in hospitality. We will take design from Aman, wellness from Six Senses, lifestyle from One and Only, and build the best luxury hotel company in the world. That's the mission. And you add Mandarin Oriental to it, you add Peninsula to it.
You could even add Ritz-Carlton to it in terms of people training.
Because ladies and gentlemen, serving ladies and gentlemen. So we said, what is it that people don't like at the best hotels in the world? What is that still upsets people? These are the best of the best hotels in the world. So we did a filter on all these top brands, which said only negative reviews on TripAdvisor. Only negative. So we went through 10,000 negative comments to come up with what people did not like. I'll give you a real example. So this is the Four Seasons in Hong Kong. Somebody wrote on TripAdvisor that I have done close to 70 visits, or I don't know how many, I think 70 he said. And this time I came in 3 hours earlier. The front desk assistant did not recognize me and said, if you want a 3 hours early check-in, you need to pay for an early check-in. It hurt me so much, I'll never come back. And then suddenly the general manager of the hotel is reading it on TripAdvisor, writing, really sorry, please come back. And he writes back again, no, I'll never come back. So that made us think through about it, that if we are going to build a brand for the super affluent, why do they have to stay in line? Why doesn't a hotel adapt its policies according to the guest? Why do guests have to pay 12? Why should it be like that? The second point came from a very clear realization. That thing came out in resorts. That breakfast restriction, I missed it. So we said we need to solve for it.
Oh, it's like put an alarm to wake up because you have to reach
go to the buffet,
at the breakfast time.
So we said, okay, that's the second thing we need to solve for. The third thing was, and that's a very interesting one. Many years back, when I started my career at Oberoi, it was at the Oberoi Bangalore. And at the Oberoi Bangalore, what they used to do was black grapes were very cheap in Bangalore during those days. It was 2 rupees a kg, I still remember. So they would take all these black grapes, boil it. So once you boil black grapes, then chill it and cool it, you can keep on using it as a welcome drink. And they said, we have a grape juice as a welcome drink. So once a guest called me, he said, can you just come up? I said, yeah, sure. I was a lobby manager. So I went up. He said, now drink this bloody juice. Okay. So I drink the juice and it's really bad. He said, every time I come, and I come every week, you give me this juice. So it kind of stayed with me. And we said, why don't we welcome people with cocktails from the region? No watermelon juice, because one watermelon is the cheapest welcome drink in the world. Because 2 kg watermelon will take 10 glasses. Okay, so it's cheap for them. And we do really good quality cocktails. And in case you want a glass of champagne, you ask for it, you'll get it. So we said, anytime check-in, check-out came from our competitors. It didn't come from me. It's not my idea at all. That you can check in when you want, you can check out when you want. Anytime breakfast. Breakfast is when you wake up. So we always say, welcome to the world of 2 p.m. breakfast and 4 p.m. swims. So that's what we would do. But actually came from the competition, came as pain points of the competition.
So these are your differentiating factors.
On service.
Yeah, on service. But overall, I mean, what do you feel? What are you happy about? What do you want the customer to go back with as an experience if he stayed in a Postcard hotel?
Last night, there was a newspaper in Denmark, and the gentleman, I kind of put it on my WhatsApp group for all my team members, and the general manager of the Postcard Gir, which is a lion reserve, and is right now at the Postcard in the Himalayan belows Leh, sent an article that after a year he said, I still can't forget my stay in Gir. I've written for a Danish newspaper 1 year later, and I'm sharing that with you. Okay. And for me, it can be defined in one line. It is called transformative stays. Everybody says we're experiential. Experiential is, a very often used word, like luxury is an often used word. I think the real story is transformative travel. And transformative travel has a one-line definition. That one-line definition is travel which stays with you much longer after you've checked out. So 10 years later, so like we do this today, so we have a hotel called the Postcard on the Arabian Seas, won the world #1 twice now at the World Travel Awards, and it's 0 meters from the sea. Yeah, it's just 0 meters. So you basically get into a boat from the hotel itself, because you're on the beach, white sand, beautiful, runs full nearly all the time, and you go into the thing, and we actually take you for breakfast in the middle of the Arabian Sea, you and your partner. The boat engine gets switched off and breakfast is served there. Or we ask you, there's a rock island, but you want to go to the rock island, but it's only always a couple or a family of 4, but we won't say that we'll set up for 20 people. Never. So we'll just do that. And then if I ask you 10 years later and said, can you tell me your best breakfast in your life? You'll say, you know what? I've had breakfast on the beach. I've had breakfast in the south of France. I've had it in many beach hotels. But you know what? At the Postcard on the Arabian Sea, they took me in a private boat into the middle of the ocean. Dolphins were dancing. I was sitting on a rock island and having breakfast. That's the best I've had. And that is the Postcard Hotel. So I always tell my team members, I said, sometimes they will write and, Mrs. Kochhar checked out, she was happy. Happy is not good enough. Delighted. The word is delighted. The difference from happy to delighted is exceptional stays. So if you touch people's heart, then they'll be delighted. Otherwise, happy is always happy. So, so that's what we wanted to build at the Postcard Hotel. We believe that people were lacking a human connection. We believe that hotels were becoming more boxed. We believe that nobody was building great hotels. Means, Mrs. Kochhar, I believe the biggest tragedy of India is that 2 of the best hoteliers in India are no longer in the world. Mr. Oberoi, who started building this absolutely amazing luxury hotels with Raj Villas, with Uday Villas, with Amar Villas, much ahead of time, 20 years back. when India was not rich.
Yeah.
There were no flights to half of these places.
Yeah.
And Captain Nair, who built absolutely amazing hotels. Look at the Leela in Bangalore or the Leela in Delhi, outstanding hotels. And they built it just before time. And both of them are not there in the world today.
But they built it with their heart. And they nurtured the properties also with their heart.
Exactly. You're so right. They nurtured it so well. And, I still remember Mr. Oberoi's ambition was to build the best in the world. So now when India is affluent, when the consumer discretionary income is up, when people are seeking unique experiences, saying, I can't be a part of the normal, we have nobody building great hotels. So I tell my team from 2018 that responsibility to build the best hotels in the world out of India has to be ours. It's a very big statement to make for a company which is just starting out. If we get the guest experience right, if we build our hotels correctly, if we really think what is the guest needing. So think about it, this room could be 4 living rooms also where we're sitting right now, but it's just one. So on the product side, we said, what is it? Jeff Bezos again. Jeff Bezos was asked, what will not change? What will not change in a hotel room? Will people say that you gave me a very big room, can you make it smaller? Nobody will ever say that. Maybe one person. But 99 will say, give me a big, sweet, nice room. So the minimum room size at a Postcard hotel is 80 square meters, 800 square feet.
Okay.
So Oberoi is around, so many of their hotels are 400, 450, 500. But we are 80. So it's slightly bigger. No, it's nearly double. And most of our wildlife reserves are now 1200. So we don't do below 1200 square feet. And these are not suites. This is base entry level. So that's product. Always built. We learned from Aman that use natural stones. So don't use Italian marble. If you are in Kana, use the stone from the region. So we use the stone from the region. We build sustainably. In Kana, we're building from the mud recovered from the ground. We built amazing hotels. In Kana, we're building 14 rooms in 35 acres. In Goa, we built 20 rooms in 20 acres in the middle of a forest. So we do hotels.
In Goa, in the middle of a forest?
And 20 acres. Means any real estate person will tell you guys are cuckoo. Means, we could have built 200. What's wrong with you guys? But again, those hotels define this country. We say tourism doesn't come in. But why should tourists come to you? You're not building any great hotels. Because I look around me. In the last 5 years, I haven't seen hotels in India, except maybe 1 or 2 that I'm really, really proud of. And I'm now talking about competitive people. What we're doing is we are downscaling our brands. We're saying now we're launching tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, tier 5. You will never get inbound tourism. Means you look at the furore in Thailand, where they've dropped 7% on tourism arrivals, I think, to 33 million. And their peak is something like 40 million. India gets 10 million. Out of 10 million, we are luxury is only 1 million. The rest 9 million are inter-travel, Dubai to India, Bangladesh to India, Nepal to India.
What great country. Absolutely. And what diversity, whether it's...
But why would you come? The point is, why wouldn't I go to Japan? Great hotels, great culture. They're showing their culture, their tradition. That's why Japan is so on such a big upswing. So, but again, so one of the things was we could limit the system. So what we're doing right now in India is we're saying we're building for domestic market. Domestic market is 1.4 billion. Nobody's building means automatically run. Even if you don't build, people will come and stay. And then what we're doing is good wedding hotels, because wedding hotels make money. Okay, so basically, I always say this, that there is a, this is the biggest joke I had in Delhi. If you come from the airport towards Oberoi Gurgaon, there's a very nice banquet setup called Umrao.
Okay.
And Umrao guy, I think he should be given a Lifetime Achievement Hospitality Award. Okay, by maybe anybody else. Because, Umrao did something very nice. He could not get building permissions of too much. He had these lawns, and he runs these 7-8 wedding halls, lawns on that, and he does temporary setups, and he does these 7-8 wedding halls. Today, I call it the Umraoification of the hospitality industry. No matter what luxury hotel brand you are, you're basically just building wedding hotels. Now, wedding hotels are great, but they run down faster. No experiential tourist is ever going to come to you. So, if India takes a position that we do not want foreign tourists to come into this country, we're very happy in our own sweet world, great. Unfortunately, that does nothing for me, because I believe tourism should open cultures, tradition, create employment, show the diversity of a place. So our view on this is different. Not to say that if somebody wants to do a wedding at the Postcard Hotel, we will say no, but because we are so intimate and we are not building wedding hotels, it's not built for weddings. It's built to experience the coffee in India. You will check into a roastery where the coffee is being made in front of you. As you are checking in, they will ask you 8 kind of questions. How would you like your coffee roasted? Dark, medium. How would you like? Would you like an Arabica? What would you like?
Yeah.
So we're trying to do 50 coffee combinations as you check in, and you're customizing your coffee. And then the hotel starts. And again, it's 76 rooms in 70 acres. I'm not building 76 rooms in 3 acres. We're not doing those kind of things. So I think, again, experiential, the next level is transformational. We're building transformative hotels where you really feel the heart and soul of India. So I think the bigger tragedy for India is that nobody's building great hotels.
And it's okay to even build the other hotels, because I guess the people need hotels when they go for work, people need hotels when they go for basic holidays, they need for wedding, but they also need, these hotels, especially if you have to attract tourism, not just. But in all this, how important is the quality of people? How do you get people? How do you train them? How do you retain them?
So I think it's all about the people in both EazyDiner as well as Postcard. EazyDiner fights with very well-entrenched competitors now who've gone into dining, Zomato and Swiggy both. We've been PAT profitable for 10 quarters.
Oh, in fact, I was going to ask you that when you're saying that, you can have any kind of cocktail as you check in, you can have 50 types of coffees if you check in. So I guess you don't say no to a customer at all. Do you say no to a customer?
So we say no to a customer only in 3. There are 3 reasons. Immoral, unethical, or illegal. I can't get you drugs at midnight. It's unethical and it's illegal. So if it's not immoral, unethical, or illegal, I have to recommend an alternative to you.
But with all this, how does your hotels make money then?
So it's very important. So again, I give you 3 examples of 3 founders who built exceptional brands. All the founders lost control of the companies, and I think the bigger question there was financial leverage. Actually, your part of the business, really. That how do you financially structure your business?
Right.
So I spent 2 years financially playing it out, because I believe a founder's biggest duty is to keep the lights on. Yeah, you could build anything, but if the lights go off, then everything goes off. So capital allocation, capital metrics, profitability per hotel is extremely key metrics. Nobody in India, now let's go back to 2018 when the Postcard Hotel started, was doing smaller hotels before us. Now every single chain is launching a small hotel brand. They said small hotels can't make money. That's what they said. I was very clear that the day the Postcard Hotel, and we just raised 1 capital round. Today, if I think the Postcard Hotel needs to raise capital, I can tell you 25 funds, 25 private equity players, 25 HNI offices. There's just an absolute line. That was never the case all the time. At EazyDiner, I always say this, 35 venture capitalists said no. 35. Every time. It was so disheartening for me. There were people telling me no who hadn't even run a business that I had run earlier, and they didn't have a 15-day revenue. The fund size was not even 15 days of my revenue, but they would give me, if I may say, ज्ञान, and we would listen to it. ठीक है, आप पैसे हैं आपके पास, आप बोल सकते हैं कि डिलीवरी कर लीजिए, लोग बाहर खाना नहीं खाएंगे, इंडिया में कोई रिजर्वेशन नहीं बनाएगा. So we used to hear all that.
ऐप से तो कोई पे नहीं करेगा,
कोई नहीं करेगा, पेमेंट होएगी नहीं, ट्रस्ट इश्यूज है. Anyway, but part of the journey. So again, at Postcard, the first thing we've worked on is financial diligence. That we should, because the 3 founders lost control because of only one reason: leverage. They were all leveraged. So one of the things we promised ourselves, and with my 3 co-founders, I said, I will, my basic nature as a founder is risk-taking, innate ability to take risks. So I said, so you have to stop saying, Kapil, think what happened there. And every day you get great opportunity. So it's the discipline. It's just the discipline of saying, we need to be financially logical, and we will build it this way out. And even today when funds come to us, we tell them, listen, think about what's happened globally. And a lot of people, generally don't read up. Mandarin Oriental at a $4.2 billion went private. Because true luxury, again, has to be built a bit, if I may say so, privately, till it reaches a scale, or maybe you want to keep it private. So we just raised 1 round way earlier, before it was done. But I still remember, one of the key meetings I always talk about is with Mr. Cyrus Mistry. He and I met on a flight. And before that, when he was running Tata Sons, Lovely man. I spoke to him a week
Very
before he
nice.
passed away.
Yes.
Absolutely amazing human being.
Yes.
I think in one of his obituaries I read, he always left you better than he found you, which is a beautiful line, and I think describes him very, very well. So when I was quitting, the news made it to, I think, ET page 1, and that he's quitting to become an entrepreneur. So he called me. He says, Kapil, what are you going to do? I said, sir, I'm going to come into hotels, and told him the idea. It was called Project D that time. My daughter's name is Drisika, so it was called Project D.
Okay.
I didn't have a name.
Okay.
So I showed it to him. He said, it's great. He said, let's become partners. I said, I've just come. Mr. Oberoi was there, so I was, although I had full autonomy, but I really want to do it on my own this time and all. He said, there are only 2 people in India, Kapil, who want me in a minority. One is Mr. Tata, as you can see in the papers. The second is you. So I said, no, it's not that. And we would have many meetings, and we'd keep on meeting. And he was very appreciative. He finally said, Kapil, I love Morjim. I still remember. If you ever do something on the Morjim beach in Goa, I'm your partner. We said, yes, 100%.
Okay.
And then the second person runs one of the biggest businesses in this country, I think maybe the top 5 businesses in this country. I can't take his name because he said, no, don't mention it. I said, okay. And that person wanted to, and this is before I even started.
Okay.
And the third was a very strong private equity firm, which wanted to write 100 million day one. And I walked away from all of that, saying, no, we have to build it. We have to build it logically. And all these things will make me, I'll have to justify myself as I'm building luxury. And even I don't know whether it's going to work or not. Means I was, for people who think that, oh my God, look at that. He left Oberoi, just quitted one day and decided to do the Postcard Hotel. What a story. It's actually not. It's 13 years in the works. I was really planned to the last detail of my life, that how do I do it? But it was a lot of planning. And at that time, so the first thing we did was we did the financial map. And there was only one rule I had, that we've raised this money. After this, we should never be dependent on money. We have to make profitable hotels. So there are so many deals, ma'am, that I've walked away, rightly, wrongly, where I've said, great hotel, great product, great location, financially not viable.
Okay.
So we have a very strong in-house feasibility team, which has just a manager in it. But that person is the only person in the company, except my other co-founders, who can actually veto me. At a manager level, he can completely veto any deal. Okay. It's like risk in a bank.
Okay.
So you just say no, not going to work. I know you're deeply passionate, but it's not going to work.
Okay.
So then you have to walk away. So we have a very strong team on that. So every single hotel that we do, every single one of them makes money.
But tell me then, how do you fund? Because you're saying leverage is risk. Capital is, sharing your thought process with others and, maybe falling in line a little bit with their thought process. So if you rule out both these, then how do you grow?
So very simple. So you see, how did Marriott grow? Marriott has an asset-light strategy that they've got the brand, they've got, people coming in. And we had the very simple strategy, but we kind of tweaked it. We said, because everybody said, what's your skin in the game? So we said, let's tweak this. Let's answer this question, because Marriott does not need to answer that question today, maybe. Ritz-Carlton does not need to answer that question today. When they started, they had to. I was speaking to somebody from Four Seasons early days, and Mr. Sharp had a lot of objections when they were building Four Seasons early, because the owners were not seeing the returns that they wanted to see. Okay. And he was very clear, I'd only do tier 1, I'd only do top locations in tier 1. Think about Four Seasons, always tier 1, really. You don't see a Four Seasons in Bulandshahr.
Right.
Not that there's anything wrong with seeing a Four Seasons in Bulandshahr, but just think about it. Today, even in India, only Mumbai and Bangalore, maybe. So he had a lot of problem during that time. So we really researched. Means I was with the founder of Ritz-Carlton on a call. I said, tell me. He said, I love what you're doing. I kind of ran the business plan with everybody and said, this is as brilliant. It's going to work, Kapil. It's absolutely going to work. And so we kind of started building it very diligently. So I would come to you. You're the owner. So today, let's say you're getting a return of 8 to 10%. What if you were to get more than that in a good hotel? You've invested and you get capital appreciation also. Means I can give you real examples. Whenever a hotel's got completed, most of them today, and I have an open offer from one of the biggest real estate capital global funds to say anybody in Postcard Hotel is selling, not even one owner is selling. Anybody, they will just buy it. Just open check. 10 days. 10 days diligence, 10 days payout. But nobody's selling because one, the returns are good. Two, capital appreciation is massive. So if your real estate costs are capped at 20% of the project cost, then you can build really great profitable hotels. And most of the hotels are the Postcard because the room rates are the highest in India. Just to give you an example, last I read, and I may be totally wrong, the consolidated average brand rate of Taj is I think between 13,500 to 14,000. The consolidated average room rate of Oberoi and Trident combined together I think is 16,000 or 17,000, and Postcard operates at 32. So it operates at the so that is a secret sauce.
More than double,
So that adds to profitability. One. The second part, it operates at a 9.6 on Booking.com verified guest review scores. Forget about all the awards we won. Awards are given by a jury, by people or whatever. Booking.com is a consolidation of all people who have stayed at your hotel, paid that rate, and then ranked you. Unlike TripAdvisor, where I can go and put a comment on any hotel. On Booking, you cannot. So that is 9.6. It's the highest score for any hotel chain with over 5 hotels in the world. So we are world number 1 on guest scores. And then you keep this average room rate intact, then you can be profitable.
And you think today Indian customer is willing to pay that price for that experience?
I think the answer is yes. Because otherwise we would have been out of business.
Right.
Yeah. So the real answer is yes.
Yeah.
Means willing because again we are building for a very different set of the market.
Right.
It's nearly a recession-proof market, if I may say so. Means our guest list is hugely global. At one point we had 4 private jets in Goa this December. All of them were at the Postcard Hotel. And even from India, means today, look at Bhutan, 20% of my business is from India, 80% is all foreign. India, 70% of my business is actually from India. Only 30% is foreign. And in some hotels, 90% of, like Gujarat, Gir, 90% is Indian and only 10% foreign. So yeah.
So Indian customer has also become, I mean, not just that they can afford, but they're aspirational. They want, they're willing to spend for that experience.
Exactly, and it happened much earlier. And I had a big advantage, Mrs. Kochhar. The advantage I had was I was at Oberoi. It was all happening in front of me. I'll give you a real number. In 2004, Oberoi Udayavilas had 92% foreign occupancy, 8% Indian occupancy. By the time I would quit in 2018, it was 52% Indian and 48% foreign. The winds of change had started.
Yes.
If the Postcard Hotel was done 10 years back, it would have failed miserably.
Yeah, it would have been before its time. Yeah.
Exactly. And I can give you an example on that also because I had a ringside view. Look at the Oberoi Wildflower Hall. Which is now coming up for auction. But the Oberoi Wildflower Hall for the first 10 years never made any money. Lost money on an operating basis. And then things changed in 2012 onwards, where it started doubling its profit every year. Same hotel, doubled it. And by the time I think I would quit, and I was speaking to the general manager of the hotel like last year or something, and an 80-room hotel I think was making an operating profit of close to around 40 crores, which is huge. 80 rooms, so nearly 50 lakhs of profit per room per year. So which is amazing. So timing is extremely important in which markets to go. How do you want to plan it out is extremely important. Means look at a very big opportunity. India is going to be the 5th largest outbound market in the world. Where is that Indian hotel in Barcelona, in Lisbon, in Paris, in Prague, in Budapest? Oh, forget about that. Let's come back here. Phuket, Vietnam, Japan, Hong Kong, Singapore. Where is an Indian brand there? There's nobody. So a Marriott has just opened its 200th hotel in India. We've not been able to put 20 hotels amongst all of them globally. All the chains globally. So what a massive opportunity.
True.
So we have to do it. So I've just been around for 7 years and we already have a hotel in Bhutan, in Sri Lanka, opening in Nepal in the next 3 months. So South Asia we've already covered. And now we are going and to Europe because that's where I want to go. Where people are going. But again, we'll be very thoughtful. Like I always tell my team, I said, think about all other hotel companies in India and globally as army battalions. Okay, you're less, but that means you can be faster. Okay, they are big, so they'll be slower. So you have to be agile, fast, think on your feet, and keep on disrupting the environment to opening hotels differently and thinking differently. Think about it that the best hotel in the world this year is the Postcard in the Darang Tea Estate in the Northeast. The Chief Minister of Assam has done a LinkedIn post on the Postcard in the Darang Tea Estate, that how proud they are. There is no luxury hotel in the Northeast. Okay, and it's won the world number 1 because the Northeast has not been seen. The beauty of the Northeast has not been seen by Indians. Forget about global editors. And the editors of the Gallivanters Guide traveled before he crowned it number one in the world. He traveled to, I think, 20 hotels within India, I think 120 hotels, 9 hotels in the global shortlist, and we won it this year. I mean, this is the fourth time in the last 25 years that the Gallivanters has come to India. And an Indian hotel has won. But a hotel in the Northeast won. A hotel in Uttarakhand did not win. A hotel in the Himalayas did not win. Territories which already have hotels. And, I think a hotel in Uttarakhand can win too, but you just have to make an exceptionally world-class, super great hotel.
So what are your plans like? How many hotels currently? How many in process or progress? And say, what's your target? 2 years, 5 years?
So the point of, one of the things that we did was that in my development team, I always tell them the moment we see a project. So like, for example, from here, I'm going to Nasik today, and we're looking at 2 or 3 projects there. And the first thing that even when I will go in and say, I'm going to go in and saying is no, we don't want to do this. Only when I can't say no, that means it's exceptional. Okay. Because I'm only making the world's best hotels. I just don't want to build anything else. Means I'm not in a race to do 8,000 hotels or 5,000 or 2,000 hotels. There are enough people in that race. We can win this race of being the best hotel brand in the world. How many hotels does Aman operate, ma'am, in 40 years? 35.
True.
How many hotels does One and Only operate under the One and Only brand? Maybe less than 15, I think. How many hotels does Six Senses, now part of IAG, operate? Maybe 30, 40 again. I already have 12 hotels open. I'm opening 8 more hotels this year, taking me up to 20.
Okay.
And I have another 27 hotels under different stages of construction because we monitor construction.
Okay.
So I'll be 50 hotels in the next 3-4 years, whatever. So we will be, by location, the biggest luxury hotel company in the world. And I want to turn it around and say, when Mrs. Kochhar wakes up in Mumbai, she should have 2 options every 3 months to go and take a weekend break or a short break in. And that's all she needs. She doesn't need 22.
Yeah.
Because 22 she'll not be able to even figure out.
Yeah,
but if I give you 2 options, we've opened in the Uttarakhand hills or we've opened in Kabini if you want to watch the tigers. You're happy because another 3 months later they will come in again. And the reason for that is very simple. Means we write 2 things in both EazyDiner and at the Postcard Hotel. At EazyDiner and Postcard Hotel, whenever we do a presentation, so let's say I'm presenting to my team or it's a town hall, we start with 1 line. I learned it from Jensen Huang. And he said it in NVIDIA, and I learned it, which said very clearly, we are 30 days away from shutting down. That's how NVIDIA starts. Okay, so Postcard and EazyDiner starts, we are 30 days away from shutting down. Okay, everybody is after us. So we start with that level of parallel. That's one. At the Postcard Hotel, we make a guest-facing statement also. And the guest-facing statement we make is, we want 100% of your holidays. To get to 100% of that, if I can open 2 exceptional world-class hotels every quarter, I'll have 100% of the business. So yeah, that's so it's a reverse engineering to every single way that we've thought about our business. Actually. So
when you've thought so much about so many things, what thought went into creating this name Postcard?
So it was very simple. So we actually first called it Untitled. Because I'm an art collector. So I said, I went to the Picasso Museum in Barcelona. Most of his works are not titled. Untitled. It is so beautiful that you can't title it. So then we ran a consumer survey. So people said, okay, Untitled, nice name. But what is the name of the hotel? We said Untitled. Okay. And so then we realized that we couldn't go to everybody and say, I'm staying at the Untitled hotel in Goa. Saying we couldn't go to anybody and keep on explaining that Picasso didn't title his works. Okay. Some of the top artists could never name a work. That was more a gallerist thing. So we will not, do this. So we said, no, this is not working out. So then we went to a very dear friend of ours who had set up his own agency. And we went to him. And finally, 3 names got shortlisted. The first one which got shortlisted was foam.
Achha.
It's the foam in your cappuccino.
Okay.
It's the foam in your pillow, which make the difference in your stay.
Okay.
Yeah, the foam makes, so this is foam. Foam hotels, which was the top. The second name which got shortlisted, I think, was Marmalade. Because you have marmalade when you're on a holiday. When you're on a holiday, you take out the marmalade. Generally, you never have it at home.
Yeah.
You have it when you're on a holiday.
Right.
And we like that name too, actually. And we said, but maybe if we do a brasserie, we'll call it Marmalade or something. And the third name was Postcard, really. And it basically, it takes you back to when they went to a destination, used to write a postcard to each other. And that's why we say the old way to holiday. When holidays were slow, sun-kissed, and carefree.
Right.
That's how we describe it. And when you like the destination so much, you bought a postcard and you wrote. So, and a postcard from Paris can't be the same as a postcard in Barcelona or in Delhi or in Mumbai or in Goa. So every different hotel is a postcard. And I remember when we did it and we got applied for a trademark and we got the trademark, I called Mr. Oberoi. And I said, sir, we have done this. I'm going to do a big press conference on the 18th of December, 2018, announcing the brand. And he says, I love the name. I absolutely love the name, Kapil. And I'm surprised that it was still available. I said it was. He said, what a name. I love it. Fantastic name. So people really like the name too, the Postcard Hotel.
Absolutely.
So it's,
and the way I look at it is that, when you see a very nice picture, you say this is like a postcard.
So a lot of people sometimes describe other hotels saying it's a postcard perfect hotel. Fantastic, great. Keep it going.
True. But with that name, how's your logo aircraft?
So it's basically, it's an older aircraft from the 1940s. So it's the old way to holiday. When travel was more glamorous instead of more business-like. So it's an older aircraft. It's like a different feel of a hotel. So I think we're the only second hotels, if I take a city apart, which don't have any clocks in the room anywhere. We don't have any watches, any clocks, any time in the hotel. Not in the lobby, not in the rooms. The only other place where I learned this from was Las Vegas, because they don't want you to know the time. So you keep on gambling till 4 in the morning. So no watches, no clocks. Saying, why do you need to? Breakfast is anytime. Whenever you're woken up. So why do you need to look at a watch or a clock? And anyway, today your phones have it. But our point is there are no watches, clocks, any public area. You won't see anything.
But this I like this concept of slow, a very connected way of taking a holiday. But the point is, today's younger generation, I think they are living in this fast world. They're living on this Instagram. So how do you manage their expectations?
It's a very good question, because you see, I always thought my target market was 45 to 55 because we were expensive. People had other options. I'm seeing the target market is now moving to 35 to 45. It's a 10-year shift happening. And let me give you another fact. For most of the development leads that come to us, that I want to do a postcard hotel, and it's expensive to do one because it's like, it's double
location
size, and it's always the younger generation which is pushing. They're coming with their parents. The parents are coming and saying they want to do it. It's always them. I've very rarely seen people who are in 50s and 60s coming to us and saying, I love it. They go to the hotel, they love it. And the other business that's coming to us is people who are already staying at our hotels. Most of our guests are not doing hotels with us. So that's the second part. So two things that are very clearly happening. We're able to do very different hotels. Like, think about it. India does not have a great golf hotel. The world is playing golf. You're saying, I want to get affluent travelers into India. You don't even have one good golf hotel in this country. Let's talk another one. Do we have a great wine hotel? No, none.
No, when you said Nasik, that's what I thought. Maybe
so we will build the world's best wine hotel here. But again, the best tea hotel is now with us in the world, which is the Postcard of the Darang Tea State. But before this, Sri Lanka, the Ceylon Tea Trails, they were winning all the awards. But now this year we won the best, But so tea we've owned now. Coffee, the best coffee hotel is in actually South America. So we want to build the best coffee hotel in Chitmangalore. So we want to. So once you own domains, means do people think about it, ma'am? That do people love coffee? Of course they do. There's Blue Tokai, there's Third Wave, there's Starbucks, there's Costa, and there are 20 more people. Billy who does our coffee. There are 20 more startups in the coffee space. But India does not even have one single coffee hotel. So I think we are missing the wood or the trees for the woods or the woods for the trees. I don't know what to say, but when we are looking at hotels, we are actually missing the analytical part of why do you want to build, what do you want to build. There's no point, even in Goa when we went, we said, let's look at these Portuguese estates and convert them into great hotels. Because in Venice, can you imagine that the municipal corporation of Venice allows you to do a 50-story skyscraper? They'll say, what's wrong with you guys? So Europe has preserved its architecture, tradition, culture, heritage. That's why Rome gets 50 million. We get 1 million in luxury because we've not done a great job of that. So in Goa, it is 400 years. I'm just opening a hotel. I've just opened the Postcard on the Mandovi River, 0 meters from the river. I'm opening another one, which is a 400-year-old estate converted into a hotel. It's stunning. It's like you're walking into a museum. I already have a museum estate in Kyolem where we have 2 chapels inside the hotel, only 6 rooms overlooking 100 acres of paddy fields. The Christmas prayers in South Goa in Consolib start from the chapel in the hotel.
Okay.
So one day in a year, we give the entire hotel back to the community.
Okay.
Guests are still staying. They can also join the prayers, but it's packed because it starts from the chapel.
Right.
That's how it's happened for 350 years. So people love it. Saying, wow, I never thought, this would be there. Can I also light a candle? So I think we need to get that back.
But again, that, the slow-paced, experiential kind of travel and experience, and the fast-paced Insta world.
They will look at Insta. They will keep on posting.
But there is this now a recent thing where most of the celebrity chefs are saying, we don't want people to click photographs while they're eating. We don't want them to post on Insta.
Yeah.
It spoils the food eating experience. What's your thought there?
So I think on food, you should never take that many, but they love taking photographs. That entire generation loves taking photographs. My daughter loves photographing every single piece of food she eats. and the food gets cold.
Yeah, so exactly. We are more focused on that than the food.
But I think, I remember I went with her to Berlin. There's a big travel fair in Berlin called ITB, and she was there. She had a list of places to eat. And I've been to Berlin 9 times. And she says, we're going to go to a Cantonese noodle place. And I'm saying, Drisika, I am in Berlin. We should be eating German. She's saying, Dad, this is really the best noodle place pretty much in Europe. And so we go, I crave a lot, but I go with her. And it was the best Chinese noodle that I've ever had. And we went at like 6:30. The fair finished and we just reached there. So we were fortunate to get a table. And then slowly, by the time we would finish our meal by around 8 o'clock only in the evening, there were 100 people standing in line to get a table. And that's how amazing it is. So I think this generation has one very big advantage, that they're very well researched.
Yes.
They exactly know what to do. Also, they don't get swayed by a lot of these popular places. So she'll tell me, this is touristy. This is fantastic.
Actually for the food.
So their discovery of the Postcard Hotel is way faster than people of my age group, really. They're discovering it much faster. They're seeking it. So that way they are much more clear about what they're going to experience. They know everything actually, because they're very detailed.
True.
So I think that's the other part of it. But of course they will photograph, but that's the way they live.
But, let's talk about entrepreneurship per se. As I said that we have the 20s, something first time founders, they set up their enterprises, but you came with experience. How do you think your experience, your perspective, your understanding of the customer worked in your favor? So
I think you could be an entrepreneur anytime you want to be, actually. I think there are 2-3 very clear rules. I tell this to people all the time, that first of all, you need to be very clear that can you be irrelevant for a long period of time? So even younger people who are becoming entrepreneurs, they're looking at their batchmates and they're saying, my batch went here, this guy's doing that, this guy's making so much more money. It gets even tougher at my age, because then you're really looking around saying, listen, everybody's living it up, and here you are, slogging it out. But if you're in love with what you're doing, and again, a very nice comedian, I was reading about him, and he said that a struggling comedian came to see him, I think it was Sainfield, and he says, all my batchmates are married, they're having a great time. He's saying, what am I doing in life? I go up, sometimes people laugh at the jokes, sometimes people don't laugh at the jokes. It's so tough to get the next gig. And I think it's Jerry Seinfeld. And he says something beautiful. He says, when you go on stage, you've already won. That's your mindset. So he says a beautiful line, which kind of stayed with me for many years, which is, let the work be your win. So every time I woke up today to come here and then going to Nasik, I've already won. And I'm like kind of getting up every day and I'm winning every day. Because there will be phenomenally dark days. Means a lot of people think we've had it easy. At EazyDiner, 35 regrets on venture term sheets. We had a Goldman Sachs round, nearly all done. I thought my entrepreneurship was done in 2019.
Yeah, in fact, this is what I wanted to ask you, that, again, for entrepreneurs, capital raising is very important. And on the one hand, we always say, capital is so easily available, high valuations and so on, but it's not.
It's not. So because you only read the higher ones.
Right.
There are thousands who don't get it.
Exactly. So tell us about
So we had a $25 million term sheet nearly coming from Goldman Sachs. There was this SSG group of Goldman Sachs, Special Situations Group. We met the India head, Niladri, lovely. Then we met his boss, Jonathan, nice gentleman. Then we met Mr. Murata, who was the chairman of Goldman Sachs, SSG, based out of Hong Kong. He said, love EazyDiner, coming in. I was 1 year out of Oberoi. I thought $25 million, Goldman Sachs, done, Kapil. It's done. Postcard, running two companies. Postcard will do well now. I can focus. EazyDiner's got 25 million safe. It was October 2019. SSG got merged with another division of Goldman Sachs, big financial corporations, and they had a revised IC which had to meet. Which had to meet when? March 2020. And everybody knows what happened in March 2020.
Right.
COVID happened, the world went off.
Right.
I was down to 4 crores. I went down to 4 crores at EazyDiner, and we were burning 1.5 crores. This was December 2019. I called my investors up. And
burning
I said,
1.5 crores a month. So I could make 3 months at the most.
I could make December salary. I could make January salary.
And half of February salary.
I couldn't make February really completely. So that is what it was. So December, when it failed, I still remember I called my lead investor, DSG Consumer Partners, Deepak, and I said, I need some money. Otherwise, we're going down. We're done at EazyDiner. And he says, don't worry about it. I'm going to send you the money. So finally, all of them got together. Our cap table did not ask for a lower valuation. Very nice investors. They gave us the last round. They gave us 10 crores. And that saved us. Otherwise, we were dead and we were gone.
So did that Goldman Sachs money come at all?
Never came because IC never met. Means the world went means, and imagine going and asking for money in an eating out space post-COVID. I think really, I don't think I had one very top tier VC in this country. One day I'm going to write a book, I'm going to talk about him. He said, I don't think people are going to eat out. So I said, you think people are just going to be cooped up in 2040 in the rooms? Saying, yeah, that's my thesis. I said, great, buddy. Best of luck. We are out anyway. So fair enough. That's to each their own. But I think it takes perseverance, it takes grit, it takes hard work. So if the work is your win, and if you are winning every day, then you just won't give up. Because absolutely there's got to be no way that there will not be dark days in your life. There'll be many dark days and they keep on coming. Your resilience will make sure that it doesn't matter to you. And because the work is your win, you're fine. I think the second trap that entrepreneurs get into is higher valuations because you start reading and whatever. I stopped reading the financial newspapers, I think a couple of years back. I just stopped. Because I thought it was all noise. And noise is distracting. So, and I don't need to know who's raised what. I need to build. And if I have to build, then I have to build from the long term. I think the third big problem in India is, for entrepreneurs here, is none of us are building institutions. Facebook is an institution. Google is an institution. Apple is an institution. They're all tech companies. We need to build real tech companies or real companies which are institutions, where our focus should not be what's my exit strategy. A lot of people ask me, what's your exit strategy? Right? Maybe you run Postcard full time, maybe you run EazyDiner full time, you run 2 companies. Thank God for Elon Musk. Not the right example. That he's running 4. Since people have stopped asking me that question. I'm saying, no, listen, he's the inspiration. So, and look at what he's doing. So if the richest man in the world can run 4 companies, then some small pies like me can at least run 2. And in the initial days, it was founders not full time. Then founder quit Oberoi. Then it was founders running 2 companies. So I think the third part is you have to build institutions. So exit strategy is very simple, that one day I just don't make it to work. And then there are 3 co-founders at EazyDiner and there are 3 co-founders at Postcard, and they have to carry on the mission. But we are building institutions. EazyDiner has been approached by every single person to buy it out or whatever. But if I'm profitable, and I've been profitable for 10 quarters, and I'm growing faster than the decacons in the dining space, then why do I need to sell? It means, what's the point? Why don't you make it bigger? Why don't you go into affiliate spaces and saying, if consumer discretionary income is the right thing, then should EazyDiner go into travel after food, after dining out? I don't want to do deliveries because I come from an old school business mind, which says that at 400 rupees, I'm picking up an order A, delivering it to point B, and I can't make money. So I would rather focus on dining, on travel, which are high ticket items. Means dining is average spend on EazyDiner is 4142.
Oh, okay.
So that's the second highest discretionary spend after travel in this country. That's why 24 bank partnerships. That's why 425 credit cards run offers on EazyDiner. That's more than Amazon, Flipkart, Zomato, Swiggy, add 5 more portals together, and I'm still bigger than them on bank offers because the banks know where their affluent customers are. Means, okay, people like me travel, maybe take 6 flights a month or 8 flights a month, but more people eat out than they take flights all the time as a composite. So EazyDiner has 81 offices. So we are fighting the war between these two guys. And at the hotel space, we have phenomenal balance sheets. These guys are profitable for years and decades. But we're just building a very differentiated product. So that's a strategy. But people are needed to win in both strategies. So like I said, the third point was build long-term institutions. Fourth is really take care of your people. And how do I say that? So even an office boy or a driver in EazyDiner owns stock. When I say owns stock, owns significant stock. So even my driver is a millionaire. My office boy who's been with me for 11 years is a millionaire. And we learned it from Mr. Narayana Murthy.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
Exactly.
That was the Infosys model.
Completely.
Yeah.
I mean, when I met him, I told him, you're the inspiration, sir. Means I learned it. Because I think Mr. Murthy taught us a bigger lesson than that. And the biggest lesson that he taught was that intellectual capital is bigger than legacy capital. Yeah. So what we're saying is we are smart, we work for companies, but we can build our own businesses. So everybody has stock. And Postcard is the only hotel company in the world which has stock options starting assistant manager onwards.
Oh, wow.
Why not office boy onwards? Because hotels have many people, very difficult to maintain it. There'll be, what if Postcard grows to 1 lakh people one day? Very difficult to issue that many. So why don't we do assistant manager onwards but anybody can become an assistant manager. So I have had people who were started with me as an assistant with our culture and became assistant managers. And right now we've realized that the quality of people in hospitality is really going down because they've not been incentivized, they've not been paid, they work long hours.
Exactly.
So quality is going up.
Yeah, in fact, my understanding is that, you don't get
Good
enough people joining the hospitality
people don't
industry.
Want to join it. But then look at where people can come from. So when we went to Assam, for example, we realized that there are generational tea garden workers. Yeah, so this is my third generation in tea gardens. Why? Because the tea gardens give you a house, give you hospitals, give you education, and give you everything. But the wages are 430 rupees a day. So why don't we take these tea garden workers' kids and kids from the hill tribes in the Northeast and try and train them there? So we said, we'll do 10 hotels in the Northeast. I'm doing a hotel which will shock this world. It's the Postcard on the river Siang, 1,000 square feet suites. It's on the mighty Siang, which is a powerful river with a white sand beach. 20 rooms perched on top of a cliff with a nice boat to take you on the river. So we want to create employment opportunities. And now what we're telling them is train with us. We are kind of doing it on our own, so we don't have to do paperwork. We get them in, we train them. And then the training manager flies with them to a destination. So for example, some of them are in Goa. Then all the people who want to work in Goa can stay there. Then people can also say, I would like to come back to Assam. Surprisingly, we took 18 people, only 2 of them opted to come back to Assam because they want to learn there. And then they can come to Pasighat, they can come to all the other hotels in the Duars, in the Northeast, in Darjeeling that we're exploring in the entire region. And so people can then relocate for jobs because not out of compulsion, because they have a choice.
Right.
And these people will then grow into assistant managers, have stock in the company, will be vested over. My attrition in EazyDiner, imagine fighting Swiggy, Zomato on dining and whoever else, is after 4 years. So the cliff is 3 years. If you've not done 3 years, it was used to be 4 years, we reduced it to 3 years. If you haven't done 3 years with us, you get 0 stock.
Okay.
If you've quit after 6 years, all your stock goes away. Highly controversial. Why? Because we have to focus on the survivors. We had very clear rules, but we are giving it to us. So a lot of people say, no, but the cliff is high, you should not take it away. And I'm saying, are you giving it to your office boy? If you're not, then don't compare your program to my program. This is how it is.
Yeah.
The success of the program is we have a 4% attrition after 3 years.
Oh, wow.
4%. Wow. That's it. Wow. And at Postcard now, after 4 years at assistant manager level, only 1% has quit. 1 person is quit. And so if you take people, so I think it also came from Mr. Murthy in terms of course, as a founder, I own a lot of shares, is democratization of wealth. Again, he had 4 or 5 co-founders, which were very unheard of in those days. I have 3 co-founders in both the companies. So how do I say it? Maybe I'm like a sponge. I will learn from Jeff Bezos, minimize your regrets. I will learn from Jensen Huang, you're 30 days away from shutting down. I'll learn from Mr. Murthy back home that you have to do this. I'll learn from Mr. Oberoi that you need to build quality, great hotels that the world is proud of and don't build for India. It means, just kind of soaking it in. How do you build great businesses?
But every builder or every leader has to be like a sponge. And in fact, as I said, I believe that one is competitors teach you. The second is industry, you don't have to learn only from your industry. Like in banking, when we were training people, we were looking at even Ritz-Carlton because it's customer service. You train your bank staff, learning a lot from how the hospitality industry kind of
and that
trains
line
its
is still
people.
such a powerful line. We are ladies and gentlemen serving ladies and gentlemen.
That's right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
In fact, I think another very important teacher for any leader is the customer.
Of course.
So tell me, and I remember that some days in my work, I used to just take out and say, I'm going to a branch. And I'm just standing there, just maybe with the manager, but just observing what's happening at the different counters and what the customers are doing. And there's so much learning there from there. So tell me, in your journey, is there, an unexpected lesson a guest taught you at any time?
So all the time, actually, all the time. So there is a group at Postcard. So let's say you go and stay with me and you say the coffee was not good. It has to come on that group. The very simple rule we have is no matter how grave the mistake is, please log it down. Just log it down on a group. Let's say I'm right now in this podcast. I will, whenever I get the time on the way to Nasik, I will read all the comments. So it's very real time. I'm not waiting for you to fill up TripAdvisor. A lot of people will not. So when satisfaction is being ascertained, we can, and we will learn from that feedback all the time and instantly. Because hoteliering is something that if you stop analyzing and implementing guest feedback, you will decay in months, not even years. But even on social, means I've had EazyDiner customers tagging me saying, I had a booking at 8 p.m. I didn't get my table. If you ever tag me on Twitter, ever, I will always respond back. Unless you've gone into a different frenzy or you're trying to do it for some more impact. But everybody, and that's very famous even in the startup world, that if you tag him on Twitter, he'll always respond back.
Okay.
If I will look at it, and I will always respond back.
Right.
So always. And if you haven't had a great stay with us, in most of the cases, I'm always, one of my co-founders or me are always calling back and whatever. You have to be delighted.
Yes.
That's what it is. Means sometimes people will also, India, the other challenge is sometimes people will take advantage of a facility. We had anytime breakfast. Somebody came at 8 p.m. on 31st and said it's anytime breakfast.
So I'm not ordering dinner. It's breakfast for me.
But it's okay. But we served it. Because again, there's a lesson that we do in our hotels. When people join in first, we give them a lesson on what we call customer lifetime value.
Okay.
And I think the biggest proponent of customer lifetime value is McDonald's. So when you are a kid, your parents take you to McDonald's. You go to McDonald's, why? Not for the burger, not for the fries, but for the happy toy. You get that toy. Then when you start dating, you don't have that much money. So you first take your girlfriend or your boyfriend to McDonald's. Cheaper, good, clean, hygienic. Then when you become a parent, you take your kids to McDonald's because they want happy toys. Because they keep on releasing new series every month. Then when you become a grandparent, you take your grandkids to McDonald's because they want a happy toy. So they built a 70-year customer lifetime engagement journey.
Right.
So we said at Postcard, what is the definition of customer lifetime value? So we looked at it and we said, okay, here's a customer who comes to your restaurant at 11 a.m. So it's already past normal breakfast time. And he says, anytime breakfast, can I have a chicken biryani? And the biryani is not on the menu. So what are you going to do? Option one, you will tell him, sir, anytime breakfast applies. This is the breakfast menu. Order anything from this. Option two, you will say, please have the chicken biryani, sir. But because it's not on the breakfast menu, it will be chargeable. It will be 1,500 rupees for the chicken biryani, sir. But we will get it for you. Okay. Option three, you will tell the customer that, sir, it will take me an hour to make a good chicken biryani. I'll marinate the chicken, then I'll make the biryani. Taking an hour, 90 minutes, but we will serve it to you. Is it fine if it takes 60 to 90 minutes? Because at the Postcard Hotel, we don't do buffets and we cook everything fresh. And 80% of it is mostly organic, whatever we can source organically. So that's what you'll tell them. So people choose whatever options they said. And we say the right answer is option 3. And everybody says, no, sir, but then everybody will game. And then we talk to them about customer lifetime value. We say, okay, assume this customer spends 30,000 rupees a night at the Postcard Hotel. He does 10 nights because we have, if I may give you a number, we have a 76% repeat rate. If you stayed with us once, you'll come back. Okay. 76% of our customers come back. Okay, if the customer is spending 10 nights with us, it's 3 lakhs a year. For 25 years, that's 75 lakhs. So 75 lakhs is the first cost of the biryani. Now this customer, because word of mouth referral is so high in our brands, will always refer customers. They say, So he refers 2 customers who spend 5 nights each, are not as loyal as him, but so that's another 10, so that's another 3 lakhs, that's another 75 lakhs. So 75 plus 75, 1.5 crores. Now tell me, will you charge for that biryani or will you give it to him?
Yeah.
Because that biryani is not 1500 rupees, it's 1.5 crores.
Yeah.
So that is how they first, day one, get inducted into the system. And that becomes their DNA. So that is their DNA. Their DNA is different. So that is how we alter the DNA. And that's why we realize that hiring from other people or hiring people who've worked on other companies may be a great idea for experience at some level. But training our own people with our own DNA will be great. And that is also the formation of OCLD, how Mr. Oberoi did it 4 years back.
Yes.
That I need to train great managers who will understand on how good hotels are run.
Yeah.
You today look at it, that most of the hotel chains in India are actually run by ex-Oberoi people. Look at Marriott.
Because he wanted to build the ethos and the culture and the...
That's not, so employee lifetime value, customer lifetime value. Okay, and then guest becomes the focus. So on the guest focus point, we said there are 4 pillars. Pillar 1, product, 800 square feet rooms, always built sustainably, larger spaces. We'll really think about you. So we'll think about smaller things like a dustbin in a bathroom has a wet lining because you throw wet tissue in it. A wet tissue in it after 30 minutes starts smelling. How many hotels have a dustbin with a wet liner in their bathroom? That level of detail. The tea that you have is sourced directly from growers in Assam. So the ilaichi tea that you're having was a plant 15 days back. Every 15 days has to be replenished.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you have the best quality of tea.
Okay.
The bed sheet that you sleep on is 600 thread count. Even if you do a 6-room hotel, we'll have our in-house laundry. We will never send our laundry outside the hotel. So you are maintaining the quality of the linen, the hygiene and everything. Pillows are the biggest, holders of germs. How many hotels do that? They just change the pillow cover. Ours is a standard. They have to go for a tumble drying, and once they've come back, then they are done up again and then set up again. So that became our product philosophy. Service philosophy, anytime breakfast, whenever you wake up, anytime check-in, anytime check-out, not 24 hours. So a lot of people ask me, but if somebody comes at 1 a.m. in the morning and then goes at 11 p.m. in the night the next day, how many days are you going to charge him? A normal hotel will charge him 3. I said 1. He said, then you'll never be profitable. You'll be gamed. If I was doing a budget hotel, I'd be gamed. At the super affluent level, they have everything in life. They don't have time. They just don't have time. We're telling them, sir, you're going to Assam, maybe stay for 1 day extra. Saying, I cannot, I wish I did. And most of the emails that they'll write back to me saying, Kapil, completely wrong call, I should have stayed 1 more day. That's their biggest regret. How are they going to gain this?
The only reason why they want this is maybe the flight arrives at 10 a.m. So, they want the room at 11 a.m. They don't want to stand in the lobby.
And I don't want them to look at flights as flying back. It's easier in Goa, check out at 8, check out at 9. You don't have to worry about it. It's done. And think about it that Amex Fine Hotels and Resorts built an entire program for affluent travelers which said guaranteed checkout till 4 p.m. They built a program around it globally. And I'm saying in India, I'm saying anytime check-in, check-out. So that was the second. Third was artisanal cocktails from the region, organic food. That became the service pillar. The third pillar that we really focused on was distribution. How do we get to you?
Okay.
How do we reach you? Because in a lot of places, I was not there. Let me give you a great example. Vistara was owned by Tata. Okay, before it merged with Air India, we were their first hotel partner. We went to Vistara and said, we should do an alliance. They said, love it. So we said, we'll give 5,000 CV points to anybody. That's an economy flight from Delhi, Mumbai if you stay at the Postcard Hotel, Redemption. They said, love it. We said, we have only one condition, 1 year exclusivity. They signed. And Taj came in much later into Vistara. Singapore Airlines had no hotel partners in India. The best airline in the world, winning all the awards, has no hotel partners in India. Postcard is a partner. We are finding you where you are. Etihad has just launched a program in India. They have no hotel partners in India. We are their only hotel partner. Come to the banks. For many, many years, American Express had one hotel partner, Taj. Now, their number one partner is the Postcard Hotel. Same for HSBC, same for Axis Bank Burgundy, same for ICICI Emerald and the wealth banking customers. Same for Standard Chartered. Because the affluent are seeking distinctive experiences. They don't want to go to a cookie cutter hotel where you're one of the guests in a 300-room hotel. You want to talk to human beings. You want to talk to them. You want your stay to be customized. You want to be in a smaller group. You want your own space.
Right.
So that is why.
But this another point that comes out from here is, even for entrepreneurs, how important is partnership?
Extremely. So I always say a good hotel or even an EazyDiner, or even if you build a great product, is 30% product, 30% service. Most of the luxury hoteliers got it right. In fact, all the 3 examples I gave you, Aman, Six Senses, and One and Only got the first 2 boxes right. I think what they could have done better was distribution. Because the distribution was right. If you build a go-to-market product and the market is able to get to you effortlessly, then you would never run into a financial difficulty, and that will give you leverage on the other side. That will always keep you profitable. So Postcard can't go out of business because it's profitable. So I think people will seek very unique, distinctive experiences. So if you're very confident of building them out, that's great, but it's only 30%. 30% product, 30% service, 40% distribution. Actually, distribution is bigger than product or service, because good products die, and I see them dying all the time. But if they get their distribution right, an average product with good distribution will win. So people tell us, you did this hotel Postcard on the Arabian Sea in Kundapur, nobody even knew it. The logic was simple. It's the sea, people will come, and the quality of roads in India will only get better, and air connectivity will only get better. Like we opened 2 years earlier. Yesterday, the government announced a Vande Bharat train from Bangalore to Mangalore in 5 hours, and coastal Karnataka is beautiful. So yeah, okay, we built it. But similarly like this, there are so many opportunities. Look at Hampi. Does not have a great hotel. You go to Hampi, UNESCO World Heritage Site. Oh my God, it's so clean. It's so clean. It can put a European city to shame. They've done such a great job of restoring the ruins there. Very big way there. But outstanding job, world class. But doesn't have a great hotel. So you build a great hotel, they'll all come.
Right.
So I think I think that's the real situation.
Yeah, and it's so interesting, as you said, average product but a great distribution. I always would say in banking that even an average project but with a great promoter would do well. But you have a fantastic project and you have an incapable promoter, then it won't do well. And you spoke about COVID and how what happened with EazyDiner and so on. Again, something for the entrepreneurs, that they would face situations where it will look like everything is coming to an end. How should they continue to keep moving and not give up?
So I've read so many studies, and I think one of the key things is resilience. It's like you've got to be. It's not that you basically you kind of start thinking that you keep on living with an elephant's graveyard also. Some of the best things die in an elephant's graveyard. But you just, I think if you've got your business model right and you just keep on building because you're so deeply passionate about it. And the great thing in the startup world is a lot of empathy, because all of them have been through the darkness.
Yes.
When you look at some of the tech companies which listed in India and got hammered on stock pricing, really genuine entrepreneurs, but maybe they priced their stock incorrectly. I've seen them totally gone, finished. Then they kind of rebuilt their company again. But there's a lot of empathy in the startup ecosystem, which I think is fantastic actually, because everybody understands that no matter how good you look on TV or no matter how good you look anywhere else, inside you are, why does Jensen Huang have to start with a 5 trillion market cap that we are 30 days away from closure? Means, but that is what it is. Means even if you're here, means, like he says, greatness requires pain and suffering.
Yeah.
So if you want to build something great, you have to be ready for the pain and suffering. There are absolutely no shortcuts.
Right.
So you have to, and the joy is when you get something right, and that's the joy of building it.
Yeah.
When we won the Gallivanters Award, it was huge because at my 5 years at Oberoi, I never won it. And suddenly out of the blue, and still a new brand comes in the Gallivanters, best hotel in the world. Not like amongst the best, just the best. And they only give it to one hotel. And I remember speaking to the editor when he announced it, and he said, even the second hotel was yours, the Postcard on the Arabian Sea. Because he did both. And I said, and then why didn't it win? He said, because the world has a lot of great hotels on the beach. But the world has not seen a great hotel in a tea garden. That the world needs to see too. So, and he says, I just thought that gave it a slight edge. And that's why. It's an award that somebody who taught me hospitality was so proud of that he put it in his annual report. And here we are in 7 years, just winning it.
Right. So incredible journey, absolutely. But I always believe that all journeys are in that sense unscripted. So,
Yes, exactly,
you may start a hotel and you would create a spreadsheet, but life doesn't move as per the spreadsheet. So, what would you say has been those one or two very unscripted moments in your life?
Goldman Sachs coming down in EazyDiner was like, so there were people, even today at EazyDiner, there are people who have done 10 years with me.
Right.
And I had, I used to come to work in December and I used to say, how do I tell this girl who came to me from Oberoi, and so many of them came with me, that, I really wanted to do this, but you know what? I know you've been with me for 7 years, but we messed up. I'm really sorry. You just have to go. What does that take? That for me was huge because I was very people focused always. So that was one. I think the second was, it was 13th April 2017, Baisakhi. Yeah, and I was in Mumbai. I was doing a review, and I was my colleague who's here with me today, Prakhar, was with me, and we did the review. And I told Prakhar we have to go to Mangalore. Okay, 13th April 2017. We took the flight to Mangalore. We went to this one-star hotel called Turtle Bay on the Sea, 1-2 star. I think it was a budget hotel. It was being run by one of my friends, and he'd really upgraded it, but he was also exiting. And we went and bought this hotel. We just bought it. Okay. The moment I bought it, I came back 27th April, 14 days later, to communicate that I've now bought an asset which I'm not going to operate because the Oberoi Delhi had to open that year, and I'll stay on for that much time. But I am now in direct competition, corporate disclosure. I'm gone. I have to go. So let me know when I can go. Okay, but till that time I won't touch it. But that for me was that final thing that I bought a hotel. Now I'm a direct competitor.
Yeah.
I cannot be in this job. I have to go out of this job because I just couldn't leave that job.
Yeah.
That was the big problem. I just couldn't leave that job. So I had to go away. So we did that. So we said, let's start. It's okay. This is cleared. We did the diligence. The diligence said that in 1995, the government of Karnataka gave the hotel a tourism subsidy. Thank you for promoting coastal tourism. Here is a tax subsidy. Don't need to pay tax. So we said, great. 6 months, I'm no longer the president of the company and I'm an entrepreneur now. EazyDiner has 10 crores in its account, and I always say this, you need to be brave and stupid to be an entrepreneur. Both, equal measure. Okay, so 10 crores in my account, and I said, we'll build EazyDiner into a number one eating out platform. Postcard hasn't raised any money till that time. And I'm saying no to everybody. No, sir, aapse nahi le sakte. No, sir, aapse bhi nahi le sakte. No, और private equity bhi nahi lenge. हम बनाएंगे इसको अलग से, नाम भी नहीं है अभी तक. And so we're saying, and we just bought this hotel, and I'd sold some real estate to buy it because I didn't want debt. So I bought it. So and then they tell me this is CRZ3 NDZ violation. This hotel is illegal. Demolish. So I go and meet the Secretary of Environment, and I say, sir, this is the case, and whatever he's saying, Kapil, that's what it is. You'll have to go to court. So imagine the first hotel that I personally bought, and I only still date only on one hotel, which is the Postcard on the Arabian Sea. Out of all the 37 projects, 39 now maybe, projects, I only own one. That was the first one. And I had to go to Supreme Court to NGT, National Green Tribunal. We had a Section 5 case against us. Fortunately, we were able to show documents from 1989, tax land records and all, to win the case. But those 2 years were the most toughest time because my first hotel project was gone. It was supposed to be a first hotel. It would become a 9th hotel. So that's why I say resilience, perseverance and grit. If you can hang on. The second thing I'll say is be bold and mighty forces will come to your aid. Just got to be bold. You can hang on. You just can't give up. Many years back I watched a movie which was very nice. God can't be crazy. Yeah, in that I think he hits a honey badger with a Coke bottle. Yeah, and the honey badger doesn't give up because honey badgers are supposed to be the toughest animals in the world. They just don't give up. And he says, and so this honey badger keeps on following him in the desert. He's dying of thirst. The honey badger is also dying of thirst, but he doesn't give up. And so finally he asks the tribal next to him, saying, how do I get rid of this guy? He's saying, it will kill the thing that it killed. He's saying, it'll kill me. He's saying, no, the shoe hit it. You hit it with the shoe. Okay. Give it the shoe, it'll stop. Okay. So finally this guy in the desert, takes off the shoe and gives it to him. And that scene kind of stayed with me. We are those honey badgers. We can't be killed. We can't be destroyed. We will be on it, even if we are dying, just to make sure that we'll get across the shore.
No, absolutely incredible to hear all this, and such great messages for entrepreneurs. Stay the course, be resilient. So, Kapil, with this we come to the last section of my episode. It's called the Impromptu Round. I'll ask you quick questions. You give me quick answers, whatever comes straight to your mind. Yeah. One hotel experience anywhere in the world that truly moved you.
Actually, many, but the last one is, I think, Ritz-Carlton Berlin. Fantastic. Service works. I tested them around 10 times. Everything works.
Okay. A luxury trend that you actually secretly dislike.
Actually, not a trend. I think what's really happening is everybody is becoming a creator and an influencer, which is not right. And everybody has their own list. The bigger thing that I like is that publications are giving awards for ads. Most of the reputed publications. I think the true soul of luxury needs to be unbiased and not corrupted.
You mean the biggest thing you dislike is that they're giving,
Anybody, I mean, the hotels which are winning are ridiculous.
Based on ads.
Are not even average, they're bad. That is influencing people the wrong way.
Right, yeah.
So again, I think monetary considerations are helping people do wrong stuff. And I think the biggest opportunity in luxury that way is real, authentic, unbiased opinions. I think that's the real. I think that will become the real trend.
Which actually come from the customers, the guests.
Which actually comes from the voice of customers.
A daily ritual that you never skip.
I would say eating all the time. so I eat all the time. I live to eat. There's no other ritual. Means I like to work out, but that's now I can skip it anytime. I didn't do it today. But eating, it'll never go out of fashion. So even today, we have a pact at home that I will still decide every single thing that I'm going to eat.
Oh wow! But that's so much easy. I envy your wife for that, because otherwise, रोज यही होता है. आज क्या बनेगा खाने में? If you decide, that's so much easier.
So when I was quitting Oberoi, my bigger thing was I live to eat. So I told the head chef of the cafeteria, I said, you come with me, okay, and come and work with me at EazyDiner. But your role is, boss, if he's happy on food, then everything else goes fine. So he's with me even today.
Okay.
And even today we're discussing that in the broccoli soup that we made, what if we added some more pine nuts and added some truffle? It would be better. So we discuss food every single day. Every single day. So that's one ritual that I'll always do. Like, I'm going to Nasik, I already know what I'm going to eat. Like,
I think that's your big connect to the hospitality industry. So why not? One habit that you've actually intentionally unlearned.
Not really any, actually. I keep on reading that you should do emails once a day or something, or even, but so many of the businesses run on WhatsApp. I would love to maybe just do it twice or thrice a day, because now people are also used to instant answers.
Yes.
So I have to tell them that
it's okay if I reply 3 hours later.
So I think one of the other things that I have tried to learn back was so my son Rianch is 11 and he reads a book a day. He reads one book a day.
Wow.
Every day.
Wow.
New. And so I was reading Jensen Huang, and he kept on seeing this green cover in my hand. He's saying, how many days will you take to read this book? Okay. And at his age, I used to read a book a day. I even try and read a lot. I think that's come down. I think that's one thing I really want to get back again. No matter what I have to sacrifice, but to read. So I'm just trying to get to, if I can really finish one book in a day, can I get back to that rhythm? Because I've learned so much from books. So,
So I have 2 questions then to ask you. One is, which is the book you're reading currently?
I'm reading, it's the CEO's Handbook, fantastic book, unreal. I'm reading that one. I'm reading Jensen Huang, The Thinking Machine. I try and read 2-3 at the same time, and I thought it was totally crazy because there were so many books which I have not been able to read. But then I read one day that Satya Nadella said, I buy books, then I read. I said, right direction. I'll never get there, but right
there always have to be some books on the shelf which are not read.
Always not read. But so Thinking Machine from Jensen Huang. But one of the books that stayed with me for a long time is The Hard Things About Hard Things.
Okay.
I think that's an absolutely crazy book. Jungle Rules by John Imlay. Jeff Bezos' autobiography is unreal. I'm also reading the Amazon letters to shareholders.
Okay.
So which is another good one. Yeah, so keep on reading all the time. Yeah,
Okay. So for the young entrepreneurs out there, any particular book you would recommend that they must read?
I think so. Keep on reading all the time. Things about hard things is compulsory. It is to read. And we started something, I think we stopped it, and now that brings me back, we'll start it again. We wanted people who are applying to us for a job at EazyDiner over an assistant manager or at Postcard Hotel to read 0 to 1 by Peter Thiel.
Okay, yeah.
So that's compulsory, and we would ask you 5 questions from it.
Okay.
And for higher levels, we also wanted them to read The Hard Things About Hard Things. So people start developing an entrepreneurial mindset.
Right.
But so I would say, The Hard Things About Hard Things. I think Living Machine by Jen Sunong is very nice, slightly more evolved. But Jeff Bezos' autobiography is fantastic. How did he build such a great company? So I think that's another very good one, actually.
A decision that you were hesitant to take, but in hindsight, it actually worked out well.
Leaving Oberoi means if people ask me to change what I could change, I was president for 5 years. I should have been president for 3 years. I don't think there was anything more to learn in the last 2 years, but and I think the company had recovered. I think it was already doing very well. I think from year 3 to 5, I was just comfortable. I think I should have quit at the end of year 3 if I could go back on life. But yeah, it was always a difficult decision to quit because you see, when I was growing up, that's what I wanted to become. So, and then you become that, and then you say, now that's not what I want to become. Yeah. So I don't want to be doing this. I want to be creating my own brand. So it was a very difficult one to make. And then there's everything around you. Yeah. Means people saying, what is he doing? Means I heard a lot of comments where people said that I think he's a good guy, but I think just lost it. So now they're thinking the other way around. But the first 3-4 years, and that's why I say for young entrepreneurs, learn to stay irrelevant. You are zero. And the other thing that I always say is, if you're seeking applause, join a circus. Every time you do a trick, somebody will clap.
Yeah.
If you're seeking applause.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurship is not about applause. You will not get applause. Maybe you'll get it once or twice or thrice. But you cannot seek validation. Seeking applause or seeking validation, if that is a key part of your nature, don't be an entrepreneur.
I think the validation has to come from your own conviction that you're moving on your path that you've set out to be. Don't wait for others' validations.
Exactly. So you build for yourself. Let the work be your win.
Yes.
That's the game.
Yes. And another question is, what is that one question that founders should continuously ask themselves before they keep running after numbers, scaling?
Are you building an institution really? But more than building an institution, I think it's extremely important. So I think the biggest danger for a founder is, if I may say, cognitive dissonance. Okay, so basically I'm saying AI is not going to change anything. All these things come and go. Robotics was also going to change the world. Where has it changed the world? This AI is not going to change the world. That's cognitive dissonance. That means I do not want to do something which I'm not comfortable with. So when we started doing...
Not only I don't want to do something, I don't want to recognize it also.
That it's a threat. So when we started doing smaller hotels can't make money. Boss, how can you make a luxury hotel company? I remember somebody telling me, and kind of stayed with me, that boss, the last time a luxury hotel group started in India was by Captain Nair in 1982. For 40 years, nobody started a luxury hotel group. There has to be a reason for it. He thinks he can quit Oberoi and make a luxury hotel group. That's cognitive dissonance. Because you think nobody can do it. But now here we are. So a founder always has to evaluate everything. And Andy Grove said it beautifully. You have to be paranoid to survive. So only the paranoid will survive. You have to be paranoid somewhere along the line. Not react to everything, but acknowledging it is very, very important. So I was reading this book in which it says, absurdity sells. Okay, which is such a strong line. And they said, look at Tesla. They have a button which says the Tesla can become a karaoke machine. Now, who needs a karaoke machine in a moving car? Okay, the second is a bioweapon hack mode. That in case you're attacked by bioweapons, the Tesla will protect you. And the third is their boards. I think it is ludicrous. It's ludicrous plus instead of comfort, sports or something. So I think absurdity sells, and that's why Tesla doesn't spend anything on marketing, really. So sometimes it happens, and only when you read this, you kind of saying, okay, wow, that's really fantastic. So very important ability to to keep on learning.
Yeah.
Because we did it today.
Yeah.
And I was asking my colleagues, I said, so what are the most absurd thing that we can do at Postcard and at EazyDiner?
Yeah.
What about a breakfast at midnight with the best wines, and say, we changed the way you thought about breakfast.
Yes.
Yeah. And published 2 research studies which says having dinner is not a problem at all.
A leader outside the hospitality industry that you really admire?
There's so many. It's Jensen Huang, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Steve Jobs, closer to home, Narayana Murthy, Cyrus Mistry, Ratan Tata.
Yeah.
So many. You can just go on and on. All super inspirational. I remember we were doing a hotel in Kannur.
Yeah.
Okay, and next day I get a message from Mr. Nandan Nilekani.
Yeah.
And he starts off, he says, hello Kapil, my name is Nandan Nilekani. I know you're doing a hotel in Kannur. I used to be at Infosys. Then I said, Mr. Nilekani,
You don't have to say more.
Either I've got to be intellectually really deficient. Please don't introduce yourself. You are a living legend. It's an honor to speak to you. But he's so humble. He says, no, Kapil, I say, see, I believe you're trying to do something in Kannur. What are you doing? Let's talk about it. Let's meet up. It's amazing. But I think inspirational. The other thing that I always tell people is that, the best ideas come from ChatGPT, boss. Okay, so ideas have zero value around the world. The only thing that matters is hardcore execution.
Yeah.
Means ChatGPT will give me 5 ideas. But execution. And I think that is a commodity in India, which is actually going out of fashion now. I'm seeing people coming into the work stream not very execution focused. I think that's a very dangerous trend. Everybody wants to be in strategy and consulting. The best strategy consultant is ChatGPT.
Right. No, and in fact, I think I always believe that even for a leader, even the CEO, you have to have the right balance between strategy and execution. You have to have one eye on execution, because otherwise, just with strategy, you would keep idealizing, but on the ground, nothing would get built.
I totally agree.
And if you are only focused on execution, then you don't know where to take your organization. So you have to find that right balance between strategy and execution.
I totally agree.
Yeah. And the last one, if you were not in the hospitality industry, what would you be doing?
Doctor?
Yeah. Yes.
So one of the big things I've had, and like I said, I'm a stalker of goals. So when I did charity beds and we did this work in COVID and whatever, so I still think I will fix public healthcare. I have to fix public healthcare.
Okay.
So right now I'm catering to some of the richest people in the world with Postcard Hotel, because I'm building a brand for the super affluent. And at the bottom end of the market, and I've done it once with charity beds, because I'll tell you what, if you are, let's say you are working as a domestic maid, your husband gets a brain hemorrhage, how do they walk into a 5-star luxury hospital and say, you know what, the ICU bed, the entire expenses on the brain hemorrhage, every single medicine, every single disposable is your responsibility, because I have an EWS card. The point is they can't. No matter how we convince ourselves, that confidence, that apprehension, that ability to fight, that ability. I think the biggest danger in India is lifestyle, obesity, lifestyle diseases, hypertension, diabetes capital of the world. I think cancer is growing in India because our air is bad. Nobody's going to fix it. People won't fix it. Government won't fix it. I think quality of water is becoming worse and worse. So I think many environmental contributions will make us the cancer capital of the world too. So I think somewhere along the line, we have to do something in this regard. So from a hotel perspective, I've converted one of my hotels into a fully Ayurvedic resort with Sitaram Resort. So you check in for 7 nights, 14 nights, 21 nights, but that's again for the affluent. But for common people, I think not today, but maybe in 5 years or 10 years, I don't know what, but I will build, and that's why I say it in public, because then I have the pressure to build it. I really want to build the best public healthcare pathway in the world. That's what I want to do. So if I was not a hotelier, I would do that. Because even if I was not a hotelier today, and I had to do something, I would do that. I would solve for public healthcare. So what's the point in being a 5 trillion economy if we haven't been able to give our citizens basic rights? And how difficult is it? Why do people need to still stand in a queue? Why can't you give 5-minute slots or 10-minute slots or 15-minute slots? Why do people have to stand 3 hours? And Delhi is freezing cold or freezing or sizzling hot weather in the summers. So I think, so maybe something around that. Yeah, I'd love to do something around that one day.
on that note,
Yeah.
wish you all the very best
Thank you.
in all your efforts.
Such an honor and privilege meeting you. Actually, read about you, saw you in the newspapers. In my tenure at Oberoi, I just had the pleasure of meeting you once. That also for a fleeting moment. But such a pleasure talking to you. And thank you for inviting me here. Thank you so much.
Absolute pleasure. Because I think what you've told us is that, great businesses and great institutions, as you said,
Yes.
are built not just based on strategy. They are built with clarity of thought, with intent, and with passion.
Yeah.
But I think even more important, I think what you said was that businesses can scale without losing their soul.
Exactly.
And I think that's very important.
And that's the key. And you got to
Yeah.
have a 30, 40-year perspective on building
Yes,
business.
yes.
Because great brands are never built in 5 years.
That's
really,
right.
Takes time. Yeah. Takes time to build great stuff. Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much. Such an honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.